Hello again! After watching the video and viewing the slideshow to understand what gerunds and gerund phrases are, it's time to correct your homework. So let's get started! Before we start, let's recapitulate the lesson. A gerund is a verb form that ends in ing and it's used as a noun. It's not used as a verb. A gerund phrase is a phrase that includes a gerund plus any modifiers and complements. It's also used as a noun. Remember that gerunds and gerund phrases can be used as subjects, direct objects, and SCN or subject complement nouns. Now, we start with exercise 1. Underline each gerund or gerund phrase. 1. Gregor tremendously enjoyed showing his dog. Find in this sentence a verb form that ends in ing and that is used as a noun, not as a verb. Showing. Showing is a gerund. Does the word showing have any complements or modifiers? Yes, showing what? His dog. So his dog belongs to the gerund phrase showing his dog. So we underline showing his dog. Number 2. Taking a long drive calms many people. The gerund is taking. What? A long drive. So a long drive belongs to the gerund phrase taking a long drive. You underline it. This is the gerund phrase. 3. To buy the new bike, Ava began saving her money. The gerund is saving. I can replace it with something. Ava began something. So saving her money is the gerund phrase. 4. Cleaning the bathroom is a chore that almost no one enjoys. Cleaning the bathroom is a gerund phrase. It can be replaced with the word something. I can say something is a chore that almost no one enjoys. It's the gerund phrase functioning as a noun. 5. Many people cannot stand waiting in long lines. Waiting is a verb form ending in ing, used as a noun. Waiting is a gerund, and waiting in long lines is the gerund phrase. 6. Hoping for the best is a healthy practice. Hoping is a verb form, ending in ing, used as a noun. It can be replaced with something. Hoping for the best is a gerund phrase. 7. Walking is good exercise. In this sentence, the gerund is walking. This gerund doesn't have any complements. So walking is the gerund. There is no gerund phrase in this sentence. We only have a gerund. Walking. And now it's your turn to underline the gerund or the gerund phrase in this sentence. The state championships involved competing for the grand prize. Is there a verb form ending in ing and used as a noun in this sentence? Yes, it's competing. Does this word or this gerund have complements? Yes, for the grand prize is the complement, so competing for the grand prize is the gerund phrase. 9. Donating money to charity was the purpose of the car wash. What is the gerund phrase in this sentence? Donating money to charity. Now, in order to identify the complement in a gerund phrase, you just ask yourself a question. Where is the meaning complete? Donating money to charity. Here the meaning is complete. The meaning of this phrase, I mean. So, donating money to charity, this group is the gerund phrase. Mina's father always liked encouraging the team. We do the same here. Encouraging is the gerund. Encouraging whom? The team. So the team is related to encouraging. It belongs to the same group or to the same phrase, encouraging the team, which is the gerund phrase. Including others in games shows good sportsmanship. Including is the gerund. Others in games is the complement. So including others in games is the gerund phrase. Joining the Navy has been Kofi's dream since childhood. Joining is the gerund. The Navy is the gerund phrase. Joining what? The Navy. So joining the Navy is the gerund phrase. Adding and subtracting are necessary in division problems. Adding is a gerund. Subtracting is a gerund. So adding and subtracting both are gerunds. Mark began updating his existing computer file. Here we have two verb forms that end in ing, updating and existing, but one of them is used as an adjective and the other is used as a noun. Let's see. Existing is a verb form ending in ing, modifying file or computer file. So, existing is used as an adjective. This means that existing is not a gerund, while updating is used as a noun because I can say Mark began something. So, updating his existing computer file, this is all one phrase, including the gerund updating and his existing computer file. This group includes complements and modifiers. So, updating his existing computer file is a gerund phrase. Reina finished reading the book. Reading is the gerund and the book is the complement. So reading the book is the gerund phrase. 16. Leading the group is a harder job than I first thought. Leading is the gerund. It's the verb form ending in ing, functioning as a noun. The group is the complement. So leading the group is the gerund phrase. Finding a bone in my fish sandwich caused me to lose my appetite. Finding is the gerund. Finding a bone in my fish sandwich, it's the gerund phrase. The meaning of this phrase is complete after the word sandwich, so I have to include a bone in my fish sandwich in this gerund phrase. 18. Karim studied fencing at the local gym. Fencing is a gerund. Now we need to know if at the local gym is part of a gerund phrase or not. Now let's ask the question, at the local gym. This is a prepositional phrase. What does it modify? Karim studied. Where did he study? At the local gym. So at the local gym is an adverb phrase, or it's a prepositional phrase used as an adverb that modifies the verb studied. So it's not part of a gerund phrase. This means that we only have a gerund here. It's fencing. 19. Stimulating the frog's leg was the first step in the biology lab procedure. Stimulating the frog's leg. This is all the gerund phrase. Shedding tears can be a sign of both joy and sorrow. Shedding tears is the gerund phrase. Shedding what? Tears. So tears is a complement. Dana went to the studio to learn dancing. Dancing is a verb form ending in ing, functioning as a noun. This is the gerund. Swimming the backstroke was the specialty of the athlete. The gerund is swimming, the complement is the backstroke, so swimming the backstroke is the gerund phrase. I enjoyed seeing my old friend. Seeing whom? My old friend. So seeing my old friend, this is the gerund phrase that includes a gerund, seeing, and a complement, my old friend. I accept cleaning the storage as my weekend chore. Cleaning the storage is the gerund phrase because I can say I accept something as my weekend chore. This means that as my weekend chore is not part of the gerund phrase, so I accept something as my weekend chore. Cleaning the storage is the gerund phrase. Exercise B. In this exercise, you are asked to underline each gerund or gerund phrase. Then you're asked to write in the blank if this gerund or gerund phrase is used as a subject, so you write S, or a direct object, so you write do. Number 1. Miet enjoys taking long walks in the country. Taking long walks in the country is the gerund phrase. Now we need to know if this gerund phrase is used as a subject or a direct object. First of all, let's find the verb. The verb is enjoys. What is the subject of this verb? Who enjoys? Miet. What does Miet enjoy? She enjoys taking long walks in the country. So, taking long walks in the country is a gerund phrase used as a direct object. Number 2. Reading improves your vocabulary. Reading is the gerund. Now let's see if this gerund is used as a subject or a direct object. What is the verb in this sentence? Improves. What is the subject? Reading. So reading is a gerund used as a subject. 3. My dog finally stopped howling. Howling is a gerund. My dog is the subject. Stopped is the verb. So howling is a gerund used as a direct object. 4. Digesting dairy products is a problem for some people. Digesting dairy products is the gerund phrase. Does it function as a subject or a direct object? Find the verb in this sentence. Is. Find the subject. What is a problem for some people? Digesting dairy products. So, this is a gerund phrase used as a subject. Six. Sleeping on the cold hard ground was never Li Chang's idea of fun. Sleeping is a gerund. On the cold hard ground is part of the gerund phrase. Sleeping on the cold hard ground. This is a gerund phrase including a gerund plus modifiers and complements, and it's the subject of the verb was. 7. Do you know that your job will require driving a car? This sentence is divided into two parts. In the first part, you have both a subject and a verb. You is the subject and do know is the verb. And in the second part, you also have a subject and a verb. Your job will require. Job is the subject and will require is the verb. Now, driving a car is a gerund phrase. What does it function as? It functions as a direct object. Will require, we ask the question, what? What will it require? Driving a car, so it's a do. 8. Pushing or shoving in the lunch line will not be tolerated. Pushing or shoving in the lunch line is the gerund phrase. What does it function as? It functions as a subject. It's the subject of the verb will be tolerated. 9. Hauling logs from the river to the sawmill was Annan's part-time job. Find the gerund phrase in the sentence. Hauling logs from the river to the sawmill. This is a gerund phrase used as a subject. The subject of the verb was. 10. The staff enjoyed meeting in the kitchen with Chef Albert. The staff enjoyed what? What did the staff enjoy? Meeting in the kitchen with Chef Albert. This is a gerund phrase used as a direct object. (11) Calling long distance is much more economical these days than in our grandparents' era. In this sentence, calling long distance is the gerund phrase. What is the verb? It is. What is the subject? What is much more economical these days? Calling long distance. So this is a gerund phrase functioning as a subject. 12. Whistling a tune is a sign of both happiness and nervousness. Obviously, whistling a tune is the gerund phrase. The verb is. What is a sign of both happiness and nervousness? Whistling a tune. So whistling a tune is the subject. 13. The whistling valve brought us a warning. Here we have two verb forms ending in ing. One of them is used as a noun and the other is used as an adjective. Which one is used as an adjective? Which one modifies a noun? Whistling. So whistling is not a gerund, it's an adjective. It's a participle, present participle used as an adjective modifying the noun valve. Warning. Brought us what? A warning. So warning is used as a noun. This is the gerund and it's used as a direct object. 14. Drumming is an old term for selling goods. The gerund is drumming. There is no gerund phrase because there are no complements or modifiers in this sentence for the word drumming. So drumming is the gerund and it's used as a subject. Something is an old term for selling goods. It's a subject. 15. Speaking clearly was the teacher's best quality. In this sentence, speaking clearly is the gerund phrase. It includes the gerund, speaking, and the modifier, clearly. The verb in this sentence is was. What is the subject? Speaking clearly. So speaking clearly is a gerund phrase used as a subject. Thank you for your attention. Oh, we still have number 16. The squeaking of the chairs bothered everyone in the class. The squeaking of the chairs is the gerund phrase. It's used as a subject. It's the subject of verb bothered. And now, thank you for your attention. See you soon. Now, before I leave you, let me summarize the main points of this lesson. What's a gerund? A gerund is a verb form that ends in ing. It functions as a noun, not as a verb. Remember that you can replace the gerund with the word something. What's a gerund phrase? A gerund phrase is a phrase consisting of a gerund and any modifiers plus objects or complements associated with it. How do we identify a gerund phrase? First, we find the gerund. Second, we ask, are there any words associated with this gerund? Are there words that complete the meaning of the gerund? These words, along with the gerund, form a gerund phrase. A whole gerund phrase functions in a sentence just like a noun and can act as a subject, an object, or a predicate nominative, or this is what we call the subject complement noun. Traveling is a good way to expand your worldview. Find the gerund in this sentence. The gerund is traveling. Are there any words that complete the meaning of the gerund traveling? No. So do we have a gerund phrase in this sentence? No, we only have a gerund, which is traveling. My passion is reading books. In this sentence, the gerund is reading. This is a verb form that ends in ing and it functions as a noun. Are there any words that complete the meaning of the gerund reading? Yes, I asked the question. Reading what? Reading books. So the word books completes the meaning of the gerund reading, which means that reading books is the gerund phrase. My doctor suggests running long distances to improve my health. The gerund is running. What are the words that complete the meaning of the gerund running? Running long distances. So, running long distances is the gerund phrase. Now it's your turn to underline the gerunds or gerund phrases in these sentences, then identify their functions. Don't forget to send me your answers. In this exercise, I wanted to use gerunds or gerund phrases in complete sentences. Once as a subject, then as a DO direct object, and finally as a subject complement noun.